Okay kids, it's time for books. So cuddle up to Mum and Dad and let's rock and read. Today I'll be reading you chapter 15 and 16 from Wayside School Beneath the Cloud of Doom. Chapter 15, The Unbreakables. It's bad enough when two friends fight. It's even worse than when three friends pick on a fourth. Joe and John were best friends. Shut up, said Joe. You shut up, said John. Rhonda and Alison were best friends. May I borrow a pencil, asked Alison. Here, stick up your nose, said Rhonda. Maybe it was because they were worried and anxious about the cloud of doom looming above them. Maybe it was because their fingernails and toenails were going too fast. For whatever reason, the longer everyone spent beneath the cloud, the crabbier they got. Marisha, Joe, Dee Dee and Ron were more than just best friends forever. Their friendship was so strong they called themselves the Unbreakables. Every morning they met before school by the flagpole. They had a special four-handed handshake. Each would hold out one hand and they locked thumbs to pinkies. Then they raised and lowered their hands 3 times and shout, "Unbreakable!" The lunch bell kaboinked 4 times and the Unbreakables headed down the stairs together. I wonder what we're having today, Dee Dee said. Didn't you count the kaboinks, asked Marisha. Spaghetti and feet balls, said Joe. Ooh, I like those, said Dee Dee. You would, said Ron. They smell as bad as your feet. He held his nose. My feet don't stink, said Dee Dee. Joy held her nose too and said, not to you, but to everyone else. Marisha and Ron laughed. They entered the cafeteria. Dee Dee took a tray and pushed it to Miss Mush. The lunch teacher handed her a plate of spaghetti topped with a foot-shaped meat patty. Dee Dee set the plate on her tray next to her history book. She was careful not to spill any feet sauce. Her half-finished homework was folded inside the book. It was due after lunch. She sat down with the others at one of the long tables. She cut off a piece of football and swished it around the sauce and ate it. You eat the heel first. You eat the heel first, said Marisha. So, what's wrong with that? Asked Dee Dee. It's gross, said Ron. You're supposed to start with the toes. Who says? It's just how it's done, said Joy. Ask anyone. You don't know everything, Dee Dee said, angrily shook her fork at her friends. A bit of sauce dropped on her paper. Now look what you did, she accused them. You did it yourself, said Joy. Dee Dee tried to wipe it up with a napkin, but that only made it worse. Now I have to start all over, she complained. Dee Dee remained in the cafeteria long after her friends left to go play. She still had one question to answer, and one last toe to eat. It didn't seem fair that her friends were outside playing while she was stuck inside. Stupid Ron, she muttered. Stupid Marisha. Stupid Joy. They're the ones with stinky feet. When at last she finished, she put her dishes in the dish tray and she dumped her trash. She hurried out of the lunchroom and down the stairs. Once outside, she saw them playing 3 square and wasn't sure if she even wanted to join them. Suddenly her face filled with horror. Oh no, she called out and then pulled her hair with both hands. She didn't have her homework or her history book. She turned and ran back into the building. Miss Mush and Mr. Pepperata were busy wiping the counter with dish rags when Dee Dee came rushing up to them. Hi, Dee Dee. Do you want seconds? Miss Mush asked hopefully. We put everything away, but I'd be happy to heat up another plate. Out of breath, Dee Dee explained about her book and homework. Neither Miss Mush nor Miss Pepperata remembered seeing it. And I've already dumped all the trash, said Mr. Pepperata. There were 4 large dumpsters in the back of Wayside School. A pair of feet was sticking up out of one of them. Upside down, bellowing trash, Dee Dee tried to read every wrinkled and soggy piece of paper as she dug through half-eaten feet balls, strands of spaghetti, drippy milk cartons, apple cores, pickle slices, and who knows what else. It's impossible. There's no way, she cried. Then just when all hope seemed lost, a noise came from somewhere deep inside the dumpster. Next to her. Found it, called Ron. Rustling sounds could be heard from inside. The other 2 dumpsters as well. Hooray! Chin Marisha. Wow, what a relief, shouted Joy. Yes, there were 6 other feet sticking up from the dumpsters. They were the unbreakables. Not even the cloud of doom could destroy their friendship. But that was only the first test. The ultimate test was still to come. Chapter 16. A short chapter about a long book. Read a book, write a book report, draw a picture. That was the assignment Miss Jules put up on the board. Don't worry, you haven't already read this chapter. Miss Jules assigned lots of book reports. For some reason, she thought reading was important. Whenever Jason looked at the board, he got a heavy feeling in the pit of his stomach, almost as heavy as the 999-page book he lugged around his backpack. It was like his own cloud of doom that he took wherever he went. He didn't know how he'd ever read it. His book report was already 3 weeks late. One time his bookmark fell out. It took him 20 minutes just to find his place. He was very disappointed to discover he was only on page 6. Jason, is your book report ready yet? Miss Jules asked him each day he walked into class. Sorry, Miss Jules, he told her. It's a really, really, really long book. He always answered the same way, although the numbers of reallys varied. How do you like your book? Alison asked him. Have you finished it yet? Asked Rondi. The two girls giggled. He wondered if anyone had ever read a book with 999 pages. Maybe the author never even finished writing it. Perhaps she quit after 300 pages, figuring nobody would ever get that far anyway. That evening, however, something strange happened. Jason was trying to get through page 26 when suddenly he laughed. He read some more and laughed again. It was as if he and the character had become friends. He read for an entire hour without realizing it. When he reached page 70, sometimes something sad happened, and he hoped his sister didn't notice his tears. He stayed up all night. He read about exciting battles and strange and goofy animals. No matter how tired he got, he kept needing to know what happened next. The next day, during recess, while everyone else played, Jason preferred to sit by himself with his book. He even liked the kissing parts, but had to keep glancing around to make sure Alison and Rondi couldn't see what he was reading. The two girls came toward him. He'll never finish it, said Alison. No way, Rondi agreed. Shh, said Jason. I'm trying to read. And that was chapter 15 and 16 of Wayside School Beneath the Cloud of Doom. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye!